Behavior Communicates. This week I met with a group of SLPs from one of my school districts who wanted some ideas on how they could write better IEP communication goals. So I wanted to share with you some tips on goal writing that I shared with them. I'm going to show you 3 things every goal must have, what you need to avoid, and some examples of annual goals that give you a variety of ways to measure communication skills that go way beyond just using percentages. So let's take a look.
The most important thing you need to remember when you're writing your annual goals is that they must be measurable so that you know what to take your data on. Also, write goals that a child can reasonably accomplish within a year's time. And make sure there are 2 objectives for each goal so that you have some stepping stones or benchmarks to get to where you want to go. Here are your 3 must-haves for the perfect goal: the behavior you want the child to accomplish, the criteria for mastery, and the context or condition in which the behaviors must be performed. Okay, let's talk about some common errors on goals. Percentages are actually used way too often because, let's face it, how are you going to document crossing the street with 80% accuracy? You're going to get hit 20% of the time? Another common error is sometimes people like to put in instructional methods or programs, but let's face it, it's not the worksheet that's the goal, it's actually the phonics. If you write goals that are too vague, they become meaningless and unmeasurable, and then we end up writing the same goals every year. I can tell you this, parents hate it because it says to them that their child is making no progress. Here's an example of a simple articulation goal with 3 objectives to get to that goal. As you can see, this annual goal that Terry will produce S-blends in single words on 7 out of 10 trials meets the criteria of what a good goal should be. Here's an example of a language goal for 100 past tense verbs. You got 50 regular past tense and 50 irregular to meet that goal. And for heaven's sakes, keep track of which 50 you're working on in each case so that next year's therapist doesn't work on the same 50. Okay, in the next 3 slides, you're going to see some sample measurements to get away from using percentages all the time. So things like 5 new strategies for time management or 5 study plan activities to result in a C or higher grade. Get away from percentages. Sometimes when you get a brand new student, you don't know anything about them, you can use this measurement, an increase of 50% from baseline. And check out Brandon down at the bottom. 3 new self-help skills, you can actually list those self-help skills in the objectives. Here's 3 more sample measurements. Now you have some of my thoughts on how to write meaningful and measurable goals for communication. Do yourself a favor. Write fewer goals, but the goals you do write, make sure they're high quality.
Thank you so much for joining me here at Behavior Communicates, where I help you create a life for you and your child or your student where you both get what you really want and what you really need. If you like this video, leave a comment below and share it with all your friends on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and all your other social media. And if you haven't signed up yet for Behavior Communicates, get on over there and sign up. You'll get my weekly blog and video and other resources that I share only with my subscribers. Thank you again so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.